Listen to the album.
Oh, he did. Oh, hello, everybody. What's going on? We came live right this instant when we saw Hector come in and say, "Are
Yes,
you guys
this
going
is
to
for
show?"
Hector
This is
because we're
for
late
Hector.
though, but we're early, but we're late. But it's for Hector. This is
This is
for
for
you.
Hector. We're late, but we could have been later.
Facts.
But Hector came in, and we have to
Gotta
talk
show
about
love.
the
Gotta show
yes.
love.
We gotta show love, and he listened to the album 5 minutes ago, which is great. So he's fresh. He's all fresh, ready to go. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
be talking about that Nas Magic 2, and then also we're going to discuss, this. I don't know if are we calling the Magic albums? I guess I am. I'll call Magic and Magic 2 albums. We're gonna rank the last 5 albums that Nas has produced.
Hold on, hold
It's
on, hold on, hold on. Stop. Are you
yeah.
saying they're not albums? I'm confused.
Well, there's a certain, how you call certain types of things like EPs rather than LP.
Mm, mm.
So I don't know
Or
if
like a mixtape, or like this, or like
something to
that.
that
It's,
effect, right? Like I
what's the
spent,
what is it because it's only 35 minutes in length? Is that what the difference is, or was it? You know what I'm saying? I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Well, what the, you know what? Maybe I can explain like what the hell, like what's the difference between
I mean, to me, I classify
extended
this.
play, right? Because that's an EP.
Okay.
Usually it's less expensive. It's not, usually it's like you said, it's kind of like a mixtape where you're not dumping millions of dollars on getting the best producers, the best stuff. You're not putting out a single with a crazy video compared to an
Got
album
it.
where that is it. So if you think about it, Magic and Magic 2 just dropped randomly. There wasn't a lot of fanfare, but we're gonna still call it an album. I'm just saying I'm
Yeah.
just nitpicking a little bit, but
No, no, no. I hear
uh,
you. It's a valid
yeah,
point. I didn't think about that, but
yeah. Like
I listen. I
you didn't know the album was going to release. Usually,
no, no
a
idea.
LP is a big deal. It's on the
Yes,
radio.
yes.
They're doing a bunch of interviews for it. So
Yeah, they're doing a lot of promotion and marketing, and there's numerous videos or
right,
whatever. Definitely have some thoughts. I listened to it. I listened to each song. I started to listen to it on Friday, and I
right.
wasn't in the right headspace. So I listened to everything today, most of it, and I listened to each song at least 7 or 8 times.
That's intense. Okay,
It is, but because I just had it playing, I just had it playing. Like and it's
I don't know.
it's only 30 something minutes long, so I just had it
That is
on
also
repeat.
true. You can, yeah,
I
like
just had it.
the ride to drop off my son at least once, twice. So I was like, oh, that was done. That's
Yeah,
that album is done. So
yeah.
we got that going on. Before I want to jump into the whole the Nas talk, are you happy for Jamie Foxx? Because Jamie Foxx finally came back to life. I thought he was a clone. Well, that's what I heard from the internet. The internet told me that
Yeah.
first a couple of weeks ago he had a stroke. First no one knew what was wrong with him. Then I heard a stroke. Then he came on and made a video, but then he's also being shown, and he didn't look the same, right? And then we thought, okay, something happened to him, and then now he's okay. It's which is weird when you think about social media and how quickly you could pick up a phone and make a video. Why there was so much rumors. At one point, I read somewhere where he was about to die, or he was
Mm.
near death's corner, or he was blind. Like a lot of weird stuff. I wonder if you knew anything about that. At least the idea of, at this point, this is not the 80s and 90s where you did not know anything about someone unless they've been on broadcast television. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, we broadcasting right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why you ever, like, I don't know. I just found it really weird that we couldn't figure out what was going on with him, and now he's okay. I guess I don't know.
I mean, I heard something was going on. I didn't really look too much into it. I didn't hear that he had passed away, but I knew that
No, yeah,
he had some health issues or something was happening, right? And then I saw a video, maybe just yesterday or the day before, and I saw him, and he was basically like saying, "Hey guys, thanks for all
yeah,
the whatever," right? And he definitely looked like he had lost some weight. He's definitely been sick or ill. You can
right,
tell
yeah,
when
yeah,
somebody, right? So who know? I don't even know. I didn't watch the whole video. Actually, I just saw it and watched a little bit of what
yeah.
he was saying. I was like, okay, he's cool. He's fine. That's all I really need to know. But I don't know. Like, I think it could be a number of things. It could be a lot of different things, right? It reminded me of seeing him. Reminded me when I saw Chadwick Boseman. Before he passed, he was
Oh
doing
yeah,
interviews and he looked really different.
he
Remember,
looked
people were
gaunt.
commenting
Yeah,
he looked gaunt, he was losing weight, and he was dying, right?
cancer, which is like a
Cancer, and
yeah,
yeah, some
and
people
he
do in his camp probably, but other people didn't. He didn't talk about it, right?
he didn't want to talk about it.
He didn't want to talk
Apparently.
about it. So I
Yeah,
feel I'm not saying that's what's happening with Jamie Foxx, but I feel like he's going through obviously some serious health issues. I don't know. He made a video that's great, but it's weird, man. You see, you start thinking about like people have like these crazy conspiracies about this and about that. And it's an interesting segue because Nas talks about the Illuminati in a couple lines in this album, right? And
yeah,
people have these and who knows?
yeah.
It's just
And I
weird.
guess
People are like, oh, he's in that, and they, people got a hold of him, and he's this and he's that. It's like
that's what everyone was
it's
saying.
just
And then
weird, I don't know.
Jamie Foxx has a movie coming out. It's
Yeah.
probably on Netflix already about who cloned Tyrone. I was like, is
Yeah.
this a bit?
I
Is
heard
a
it was good. I heard it
marketing
was really
thing?
good. But
I haven't watched it yet, but yeah. I'm like, what? Because Jamie Foxx is an amazing act. Jamie Foxx is one of those rare human beings that he's able to sing. People forget about that. The guy had some songs that I enjoyed. He's an R&B singer, but he's funny. He has
Comedian,
done stand up,
serious actor as well. Yeah.
he's a brilliant actor to a point. I've had this question going back and forth: who was a better actor, Jamie Foxx or Will Smith? And there have been some performances from Jamie Foxx that are pretty good.
Yeah,
and
I
you see
still
that he
give
could
the nod to Will
transform.
Smith, but you're right though.
It's fine.
It's
I won't
close.
argue about that. I
It's
mean,
close.
but he can get into, Jamie Foxx can get into a character like no other.
Yeah.
So he's extremely talented. So for him to be really weird and maybe potentially cloned, it's kind of concerning. And if the Illuminati is involved, but I have one question.
Yeah.
Should we care about? Is it our business to know about whatever medical thing he's going through? Right? A lot of people got upset about the Chadwick Boseman that wow, he should have told someone, at least a public. So we not make it because I think he probably saw it. People were making fun of him, like, "Well, yo, what's wrong with you? Get sick? What happened?" We don't know. We were ignorant. We did not know that he was suffering through cancer. And yes, when you have cancer, I'm sure I don't know if you've been through experience it with your family and friends.
Yeah,
it is devastating. You've seen a person basically wilt away.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference between being a celebrity and having your privacy compared to you are a public figure, your business is about being public? Where's that line?
I think when it comes to health, absolutely they owe us nothing. If you're a celebrity and you don't want to talk about your health, you shouldn't have to. That's how I look at it. I think that's a very private thing. If you want to talk about it and share it, obviously that's your right to do that. But I don't feel like Jamie Foxx or Chadwick or Freddie Mercury, right? Back in the day, he, died, like all these, like if you're dying and you have something and it's not like a sudden tragic thing, you don't owe anybody an explanation.
How about athletes?
Same. They're celeb. So if LeBron James is really, really, really sick, if he wants to say something, and I think he's the kind of guy that probably would, great. If you feel like you want to keep that private and not make a big deal about it and continue on and live your last year or whatever and spend it with your family and not worry about the crazy press, that's your right. Because think about it. If Chadwick comes out and is like, yeah, I'm dying, guys. I got 6 months to live. Then it becomes his life is that people are going to just barrage him with that, right? And it's everywhere. Maybe he can't enjoy the last 6 months. So I don't think he owes it. Obviously he's telling his family and stuff, but I don't think he owes it to fans to know that information and to alter his last 6 months as far as how things are for him. They make it amplifies it and makes it even more crazy. So I don't need to know that. I
understand your point. I could look at it of privacy first, but also, I guess on the other side that you don't have to. No one's saying you have to, but that you are a public figure. The success and the money that you have is because you've put yourself out there. So let's say if LeBron James was really sick, let me know before I buy these tickets to see you play. You know what I mean? So I won't waste my money. Something like that. Not necessarily I need to know your business, but if you are suffering from something, mental health, which again is your business, but if you're suffering, let me know before I invest money. That's
so Hannibal wants to save his money.
I want to
cost of somebody's.
I don't know the person. I just know will you show up for game time? Are you gonna show up for showtime?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I would imagine if LeBron's really sick, he's probably not playing, right? So I mean,
yeah.
but yeah, a movie ticket and a ticket to a game might be different. But I don't
Still
know.
no investments.
I think when people in the public eye, so you're talking politicians, ball players, actors, right?
Yeah.
Um, some
And,
social media influencers, if
and
they've got like a huge following, if they do something
right.
wrong, or if they're accused of something really heinous, or then I think you have to get in front of it, and you owe that to your fans or whatever your
Right,
community. But
apologizing or
I
whatever.
feel like if it's your personal health, I don't think you owe that to anybody.
Politician, I don't know. I'm gonna go with I would like it's a good idea that we need to know what's going on. So if we have a certain president that his brain is not working well,
Yeah.
we should know that.
Well, we
Right? Because
have that right
that's
now, and we don't know that. So we've had that with the last couple.
so
Both of
elected
these guys' brains don't
officials,
work.
I'm sorry. I need to know what is wrong with you because
Yeah.
it's very important. Okay, celebrity stuff and the actor and the athletes. Okay, I'll give you that, Pedro. But if your brain is gumbo
Yeah.
soup, we need to know because this is very important. So I don't know, just throwing it out
Well,
there.
politicians might have been a bad because they're all their fucking brains are jumbos for me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Most of them,
Yeah.
not all, but a lot at least. Especially the couple that the last had, those guys are clowns. So
Yeah, I think for the most part there should be an age limit. But let's move past this.
I do want to, before we get into the album,
sure.
there's definitely one thing I need to bring up that's a two-part, because last week you brought to me and the audience that didn't know the whole NPC thing, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, first I want to say I've been seeing more of it on TikTok, because you know how TikTok works. You watch one and then they feed you, and it's
I
definitely
think it's
a
the
hot
only
trend.
way you can do that because I don't think how would you be able to do that on YouTube?
Yeah, I don't know.
Would
I
just
think
be a flood of super chats.
right.
That
It's
wouldn't
definitely a
work.
TikTok thing right now.
Yeah.
And you asked me, Pedro, would you do that? $10,000? And my instant reply was, yeah, I would do that, right?
Yeah,
and if it was,
I would too.
if it was 10,000, I'd do it. But
Yeah.
I'm seeing people doing it just to maybe make any kind of money, and they're trying to figure out, hey, maybe I can get lucky. It's super embarrassing to watch. So I don't think
It's
I would
cringe.
ever. It's cringe as fuck, man.
Yeah,
really bad. I've seen grown men like stand there in their bathroom with their shirt off, and they're just like a robot. It's like,
oh, I gotta check that out.
It's weird,
I have not
bro.
seen any of it myself. I've only seen
It's
streams. So the
It's
one that
weird.
we're talking about, Pinky Dog, she said
Yeah.
she's making this. She said up to $5,000 to $7,000 a day. So I'll say it again, Pedro.
It's crazy.
If you had the ability to earn $1,000 a day by making cringy, you're in the bathroom, shirt off, doing the robot or whatever. $1,000.
Well, listen, right now, yeah, absolutely. I would. If you asked me that a couple months ago, my answer would have been no. But
Six months
things change,
in the future, $1,000 a day, you wouldn't do it? I'm doing it. I will look stupid for $1,000 a day.
Well, I mean, I guess if so, basically, you're saying I have an ATM every time I walk into my bathroom, and I can pull 30 grand a month out of it.
You can do a 3-hour stream or something ridiculous and
Right.
make
And
that
make
much.
$1,000. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
We all can be bought. We all
can. It's just like, man, it looks so weird.
But it looks like a fading of fad. I don't see this
maybe a couple months
because
or a
like
few
are
weeks,
you?
whatever.
They're gonna have to be has to be bigger, crazier, more exaggerated than the point where then you're making a stream because NPCs they stay in one location as the main character walk past and say the same thing over and over again. So it has to start being more interesting, which means you're just a streamer doing streaming stuff. So
right.
But for that chick making that much money,
it's crazy.
why would she do porn?
She had the OnlyFans. Okay, so
Yes.
she has those people also supporting her over there. So she had a following. She didn't just randomly start doing this on TikTok, right?
No, she was probably popular on Instagram because she's a good-looking girl, so she has the
Right,
pictures.
right.
There has enough.
But now we have regular folks with like very little followings doing it and trying to pop off. Yeah, they might be making $50, which is great, but like still, like at what?
That's
cost?
not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough. No.
Speaking of porn, Lee says porn star John Holmes contracted AIDS and told no one and kept making. That's just fucked up. That's terrible. Yeah, we got some weird people doing some weird lies. Actually, real quick, did you hear about the Carly Russell situation?
Yes. I've seen some things on that. I
Yeah,
don't know a lot about it, but it's a woman that lied about stuff, and there was a weave
yeah.
involved, and she pulled her own weave out, and she called the cops, and there was a kidnapping, right? That kind of shit.
This is it. This is, I guess, the damage. I guess is you could talk about mental health and social media. So this 25-year-old nursing student, a couple, maybe a week ago, I heard like she was missing, and it was a big deal, and there was a lot of news about it, which is very unusual. And again, I know you're talking about race. Usually, only very cute people we care about missing, right? Very cute, usually blonde girls,
Okay,
white girls. Most of the time, I would say
you think so?
for the most part, yeah. And I'm not. I'm just saying there's a lot of missing people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're 300 pounds and you're missing, no one's looking for you.
Well,
Or at least
also there are. It depends on what neighborhood you come from and what
yes,
and your background and the
right.
community
Your
you're
resources,
from, whether or not people are going to really talk about it, right?
Yes, that's
So
all about the story.
To your point, if a blonde chick from San Francisco gets kidnapped, we're hearing about that versus somebody in the ghetto of St. Louis. We're not hearing.
Not exactly. So I'm saying, I'm throwing out race, but I'm saying in terms of the story. A girl that looks good on the camera, looks good when they present the story. They're like, oh, there's more of people who look like her than look like me in America. So it's all about math. I'm not saying there's an issue with it or there's a reason why it's happening. So this was a very interesting one because this story was national. And it was a black woman, 25 years old. Apparently, the story was she called 911 and her brother's girlfriend to report a toddler wandering on the side of the road. Then, when the first responders arrived, they found her car and belongings, her wig, a cell phone, a purse, and she was nowhere to be found. So this was on Instagram. It was on Twitter. I did see her, saw her face, and everyone's saying, "I hope they find her." Who would use a toddler to lure a woman?
Yeah,
all the true crime stuff. It's all over the place. Then come to find out through her lawyer that she made the whole thing up. That the story wasn't adding up even when they found her. Because again, they found her. It's like, oh wow, what happened? The story wasn't adding up. They were checking her social media, or at least what she was searching. She was basically searching about how to either not fake a kidnapping, but the ins and outs of getting kidnapped.
Reminds me of the Jesse Smollett guy that kind of like.
This is exactly like it.
Yeah.
Except I think Jesse still believes that that happened. He's the weirdo. The thing that bothers me is the first time where at least I've seen this, where a black woman they're prominently showing her she's missing, guys. We all got figured out. And the one time that we're a point where a story that we kind of all know, and she lied about the whole damn thing. And I was like,
how's that make you feel as a black man? How does that make you feel?
As a black man, it's annoyed. I mean, it's pretty annoying. I'm not saying I'm glad she's safe, but clearly she got to deal with some mental health issues. That
does she lose her job? Did she get fired? You think because the attention?
Would you hire her for anything?
No, but should she lose her job? She probably will.
Probably. Nursing. Well, she's a nursing student, so I don't know what kind of job she's doing.
Okay, she wasn't. That's a really,
but it doesn't look good. Like I wouldn't hire that person. It's like you're looking for attention. You've wasted hours, hundreds of hours of manpower that could have been went to other things.
How did the baby
family
come
or friends?
In? Did she have a child? How did the kid come?
It was just a story because she was trying to find a way to get kidnapped to get attention. So she just made up the story and said, hey, I found this toddler wandering around this area. And then when they come to find out, she's gone, but her stuff is still there. So it was like a weird effort to draw attention to yourself by being missing. Instead of doing something like back in the day, you were famous for like accomplishing something, either good or bad.
But hold on. We know you don't have to be famous for doing anything nowadays. You know
what
I'm saying? Like, there are at least social media wise, but then even otherwise, there are people that don't seem to have normal talents, an artist, a musician, an actor, inventor, whatever, right? Like they don't have but they're social media famous and they're pretty or they're this or they came from a family and they just, so nowadays it's actually really easy to not really have to do shit to actually get attention.
That's true. That is like it's a positive thing and negative thing about just the idea of what we're doing. Like I still think it's a net benefit because I think everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has something that they can bring out to the world
Good
by
point.
either you're filming a video or you're writing or you're making art, music or something like that. We all have it. It's just some people want to have a shortcut. So now you just be an NPC, or you have OnlyFans, or you just do ridiculous challenges. Everyone has their own way of expressing themselves, but doing this is illegal, and you're effing up a lot of people. There's many
Yeah.
victims that are legit missing, and we've wasted time because
Well, yeah, that's what Lee just said. How many actual victims were affected by manpower going towards this fake crime?
absolutely,
Who
and there's a
knows? It
lot of
could be,
missing women.
even if it's just one, that's one too many, right?
Yeah,
Think about that. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy.
it's pretty disgusting. Hopefully, she gets some help. It's just how far you thought this was going to come, and you're a nursing student.
Yeah.
Nurses are smart, so
Yeah.
good thing I want to be. I don't want her
Listen,
to be my
shout out
nurse.
to the nurses. I'll segue this into something that, listen, it's probably a bad segue, but shout out to nurses. Nurses are smart
Big fan.
and they're freaks. Big fan of
Yeah.
nurses. Nurses
Yeah.
Nurses know how to have a good time. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
You guys could think about what you want to chat about that.
I have one experience.
There you go.
A little bit intense, but yeah.
They're very intense. Nurses are very intense. Yes.
All right, let's stop burying the lead here. Let's get into it. I haven't heard any of Pedro's thoughts about it
On purpose. I didn't. Usually, me and
yeah,
Hannibal will be like, "Oh, I'll send him like a fire emoji," or I'll say, "Man, check out the." On purpose, I said, "You know what? Let's just
he just kept it
wait.
all
Let's
in
just
there."
wait till
So
Monday night. Yeah.
So appreciate you guys who are in here. Garden State, haven't seen you in a minute. What's going on? Did Jay and Beyonce drop anything when Nas dropped his mixtape? No, they did not. Only Jay does that for reasons that we'll obviously we know why.
But you know what? I want Jay-Z to make an album.
I think he's got something.
I want him to, and I almost want. I'm going to save all my takes on this, but I want Nas to get into a little bit of a beef, because I feel like he's taking jabs at all the other guys in the industry, and rightfully so, because he's still on top of his game. But I want Jay-Z to come out with something, to say something sly, and I think that'll even level up Nas to another level. Because right now, I feel like these albums are all just really, really, really good.
Right.
But I think Nas has more in him. So
we can jump right in. So so we got to listen to Magic 2. I listened to. I don't think I watched. It's possible I probably listened to as much as times as you have, but there's certain songs I really enjoyed. I just kept going back and forth with. And then after that, I started to listen to King Disease 2, King Disease 3, and going back to original Magic, the first one. And I really have some thoughts on the order of these albums, and at least there's significance to Nas's career, because he's in his second prime, third. I don't know what prime. I think he says in third prime of his career.
I feel like it's third. This is the third act in my opinion.
So, do you want to jump in with your thoughts on Magic 2 before we get into the top 10? You want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay.
Go ahead.
This was unexpected. I didn't know until you said something last Wednesday or whatever.
I didn't know until like a week before, maybe a couple days before that. Yeah.
So obviously a great surprise. I remember I mentioned I liked some of the short ones. You referenced, I think, the Nasir album that Kanye did with him, and it's like 7 tracks. It's real short.
Yeah,
and I like that album. I like
a
short album sometimes from Nas, because I don't need all the fluff. He's not giving us a lot of interludes. He has an intro in the one album, but that's it.
Right.
So I like the album. It's not a 5 mic album, in my opinion.
Right.
I feel like the 50 Cent feature, I like it. I expected a little more out of 50. I like that his 50's in it. I like his tone. I like, but it could have been better. Pleasantly surprised by the One Savage, One Mic, One Gun song.
That's been out for a minute. I think remember John Dash Theory, he wanted us to check that song out.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard it. And I liked it. Not a collaboration I would have thought I would have needed, but very, very, very solid. Abracadabra, love that. I mean, great first track to come in. Yeah. Really like that. Motion's a really good song. I like the vibe of Motion. Pistol on Your album, solid. This is a solid album. This isn't a 5 out of 5. This isn't one of his best albums, in my opinion, but it's really good. I'm not disappointed by it. It was an easy listen. The one knock I'd give it seems repetitive, right? Only in the way that he's like, we know Nas is the GOAT. Like I say it, you said it. Like a lot of people know, he references that a few times. Like we know he's superior and he's going to continue to do it. He mentions, by the time y'all listen to this, I already got the next one halfway done. Like he's saying he's making music right as you're listening. He's in that lab right now making King's Disease 4 or whatever he's doing. So, he's definitely inspired, but I feel like we need a beef, man. I'm ready for that Stillmatic Nas. I'm ready for him to be even more. He's inspired right now. His craft is really high. He's trying new things. His flow is different in some of these songs. It's almost like he's keeping it current. So with the current times, and I can appreciate that. I got no fault for that. But it sped up at some songs, solid album. Not one of my favorites. I like it. I'll listen to it again. I like Magic 1 better, if I'm being honest. But it's still really good. It's not it's not like, it's not a bad album. I'm not feeling like if I spent $10-15 to buy this back in the day, I'm pleased with my purchase. I'm not mad. I'm not, it's good. It's solid. But I think I need a beef. I need somebody to come at Nas. And I need it to be Jay-Z, because to me, that would just, it would be exciting, and I think it would benefit both of them. And I think there's more there. I think they've been kind of nice to each other, kind of chill. They're adults now. They're men. They're in their, 50s basically or whatever. So solid album. But I think he's, I think I'm ready for the next album for him to make this going to be a little different, because at this point, because he's making so much, 5 albums in 6 years or whatever.
3 years.
Is it 3?
3 years.
No.
From Magic.
So
Magic
from Magic.
Oh, well, no, wrong.
I feel like it's more like
7.
5.
7. Yeah, because I think.
Yeah. The Nasir album came
like,
out like 7 years ago or so.
Yeah.
So
if you're just going with Magic, Magic was released. Let me look it up. Wait, the original Magic was released in 2021.
Right. So the first King Disease is when?
King's Disease.
So is it only 3 years? Is it 2020 for King's Disease, or?
It's possible. Yeah, I think it is 3 years, at least from King Disease on.
Right.
If you want to count. I guess I'm not going to count Nas because Kanye did that one.
Right.
So King Disease was
it's not a Hit Boy production. So
all these are Hit Boy. So the first King Disease was August 21st, 2020. So these 5 albums.
So let's put it. Most of the time, you have an artist that'll come out for a while in hip hop. At least you might have a 3-year run where you're dropping an album a year, right? Yeah. DMX dropped 2 in 1 year. That's very uncommon, that's not common. But typically, you'll have every year, maybe every 3. Some guys will go 10 years without dropping anything. So to have 5 albums in 3 years, extremely rare in hip hop. If you add the Nas album with the Kanye, you're talking 6 in 7 or 6 years. Like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And none of these albums are bad.
No,
they're all good. But it's almost like if you put them all together, if you put the 3 King Diseases and the 2 Magic, it's just 2 double. It's like a double album, basically. It's like a Biggie double album, a Pac double album. It's it's like you could do that, right? Because some of them are kind of short. I need a beef, man. I need Jay-Z to come out and say something sideways. I'm looking for that. Listen, I'll listen to every Nas album that comes out, and I'll enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
But I do want to give him some flowers, because I can't think of one, and I thought about it today. Maybe you could help me. I can't think of one hip-hop legend, because there might be some underground guys that have had 5 consecutive albums in that short of frame, and they're all solid to superior. No, I can't think of anybody that's done that.
I can't think of
that is on this kind of run. Not one person I can think
of. Not that many. I remember in terms of like DMX, when he dropped the 2 albums, that was a big deal. Because he was destroying, and he came back again and did it again, and that was amazing. I don't know if
DMX
that's
wouldn't have
even
been able to drop another 3 albums that were
no,
the way Nas has.
not the
You know
way
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
moving. No. Yeah, he had some other issues that he was dealing with. So this is very unique, and I think I hear that you like it, but I think I like it more than you like it in terms of this is he's basically running a lap on everyone, and it's pretty obvious at this point. So he's going to not embellish. He's going to embrace that.
And I like that.
Office hours. 50 Cent bragged about this thing, and he dropped like what 6 bars. The guy could have dropped.
And then he did a little ad lib. I was totally underwhelmed when it
and
started.
He came hard,
strong,
he came with classic 50, and he was like, as what he does is a petty 50, he'll just drop 6 bars and walk out. Like, thanks, 50. You're really important for this song. Yeah. But I still listen to it just for that little bit there. Black Magic is great. Irvin Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
I mean, just the metaphor, right? Like, he's balling out of control. He's got 5 championships. You know, I don't know if he's Magic. I don't know if Pat Riley is Hit Boy. I don't know what
it's good. Yeah,
it's a great song. I think that really brings it up. But even if what this all really means, like I said, pistol on your album cover, One Mic, One Gun. These are just really well crafted songs by, I think, probably the best producer right now is Hit Boy. He's not, and his beats are, like you said, they're similar, but there's differences. He's drawing from 90s. You know, he realizes that he's dealing with the old man like the rest. You know, he's dealing with the rest of us old people. He's bringing the 80s samples, right? He's bringing some like even the Bokeem song, like he's bringing that Caribbean stuff from the 90s because that's where he kind of blew up from. So I really, really like this album, and I would say it's possible he's going to probably make a Magic 3.
Oh yeah,
it's possible because I guess I didn't realize how amazing Magic 1 was until
I like Magic 1. Do you like Magic 1 better than Magic 2? I do.
It's a fight. I mean, I'll tell you about. You know, I don't want to tease right now with my list, but it's hard to. It's up there. But I think if he's able to do Magic 3 the way Magic 1 is, he can compete with King Disease 1 to 3. Like, that's how, because Magic is really, really good.
It is really good. But do you feel like, you know, so, you know, he had I Am and Stillmatic, and then in between he dropped like the Lost tapes, which you really enjoy.
I love the Lost tapes. Yeah,
I feel like the Magic is kind of like in that vein. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as thought about as much as the other albums, but it's still so good. It's almost like he's like, I envision musicians do this. So they'll have an album and they'll have all these songs, and they have like, back in the day they used to call them bonus tracks or whatever.
Right. B-side tracks and stuff like that. Right?
But now, like, the Lost tapes is basically like, hey, I made these songs and they didn't make
They're really good
for whatever reason. So I'm just going to put them on, whatever, add a couple of new things. So I don't know if Magic is that in relation to the King's Disease, right? But I mean, it's really good. Listen, I'm surprised by the 21 Savage. So I like the One Mic, One Gun. I like the idea.
21 Savage can.
It's not bad.
He can at least he don't embarrass himself because when you put him on with like J. Cole, or even Nas, he doesn't embarrass himself. At least you can understand everything he's saying. Yeah. It's kind of like he's talking, but it works. The flow is why he is able to be famous and successful. It's not the lyrics. Every once in a while, he will say something that's kind of funny, or just like over the top, you know. But for a British rapper, he's the best British rapper. Like I say all the time, I don't know many British, but he's pretty
there's
good.
Some British guys that are pretty good, but yeah, I think I see your point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's on top. I'm not qualified.
No, probably not. Some of these drill rappers are probably better than him. But I really enjoyed it. It's hard to start making lists, like, even though we're about to do that.
It is hard
because it's still fresh. But the beat selection, I enjoyed it. I know Hector says Nas should have more features. I feel like Nas, and I feel like it's with J. Cole. I don't know if J. Cole kind of figured this out too. And J. Cole is always on other people's features, but his best work is when it's just him.
Yeah.
doing his thing, expressing himself. I feel like Nas is like that too. Jay-Z is the one that can do 15 features. Jay-Z can, he's more, I still feel like Jay-Z is a little bit more versatile than Nas. The beats and some of the stuff that he can do.
Yeah, and how he could go into, he can make a song like Marcy, and also do a song, girls, 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 girls.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Jay Z could give you the pop
A
shit.
little
He
bit
can
of
also
everything.
give you the stuff like from the trenches, right? So I
Right.
think Jay can do that. Whereas Nas is more like he's just for the people. He's in he's in the hood. He's not he's going to be retrospective. He's not talking about the girls as much. He's done it, but it's not really his flavor.
Exactly. So, but I like the idea that maybe there should be some kind of beef going on. But I just think who's gonna really mess with him? It'll have to be based on just the work itself. And Jay-Z is a billionaire, man. He doesn't have to ever write anything ever again. Doesn't have to make a song. I think he still will. I think Nas being successful at his age has inspired other older rappers. I think I saw something about Cameron coming back. He has some stuff going on. I'm a big Cameron fan. So, and I heard him recently on freestyles. He still got it. So it'd be nice to have. Let's bring the old rappers back.
Listen. Where's Mr. 3000?
Yes, bring him back. Pay him.
Bring back the old guys. Let the young guys sit down, drink their lean or whatever the hell they want to do. Let the old school. I mean, Busta can drop an album. Fuck, Ice-T could drop them out. Like, let's just bring everybody out. Ice Cube, bring them all out. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg could team up again. Eminem could drop something. Let's just bring all the guys, and that's gonna be better for me to listen to. It just is.
I think so. I think the idea that you love hip hop, you still love hip hop. You may not like where it's going, and you see a contemporary that was with you in the 90s and 2000s making music, and you still got it, and you can do it better than what we currently have because we still haven't had a number one hit on any of the billboards. It's getting pretty sad. I think what we're seeing is the collective society is like, we still enjoy hip hop, obviously, because the music is still there and we still get to listen to the old stuff. And but the current crop of what we have isn't very good.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you, like even the female rappers, they all kind of is very mediocre, to say the least. I'm not gonna say it's trash. I know a lot of people say it's trash.
No, it's mediocre. I wouldn't say it's trash. I think it's mediocre though. It's mid.
Very mid.
Yeah,
very very mid. And the guys that were running on top, they dropped their albums last year, so that I guess they're not coming through this year. And the one guy that worked every year, he's over 3. Drake, he like the last 3 albums were very 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 average. It's very average. So it's great to have an album in the middle of the summer as Nas jumped in, and I'm enjoy it. I'm still listening to it. I was listening to it earlier today as well. So if you want to, we could just jump in. The top 5
out of these albums.
All these albums. This is hard. I'm still kind of.
It's hard because it's so. It's like 3 years.
These only been 3 years.
It's 3.5 years. So like, it's still also fresh. You know what I mean? When we've done it before with Nas, we're going back 20 plus years, 10, 15 years. So you get a little more time to let it sink in and look at it, what it's done historically. These albums are all new. Right?
It's maybe not so fair, but what the hell?
Yeah, but no, it's good though. It's good because it's it gives us something to think about. It was tough, man. I don't. This was hard because a lot of his what he's doing right now is very. It's similar, because when you look back at like Illmatic, it was written. Those have the vibe on those is similar, but they're also his first 2 albums, and then you go to Stillmatic, completely. It's Nas, but it's a completely different vibe, right? And IM's different. The Lost Tapes. Then he starts getting into like he gets married, he has a daughter. He's making some albums real different. He does an album with Damian Marley. Like he's done so many different things, but these feel very similar for me. So for me, it's like my number 1 could be number 3.
There's not a big fight. Like there's no like you say
something. It's not a big difference.
No, it really isn't. I couldn't say that. So we got number 5.
King's Disease 2 is number 5 for me.
Oh, interesting.
King's Disease 2 is number 5. I'll just give you my 5 right now, and then you can get into yours.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have King Disease 2 at 5. I have Magic 2 at 4.
Mhm.
I have Magic 1 at 3. I have the first King. I have the King Disease 3 at 2, and then the first King Disease is number 1.
See, that's the funny thing.
So I got King
King's
Disease.
disease. King disease. I have it all over the place, but I understand why King disease one should be. It should be one.
For me,
But
it is because it started this, but then
yes,
also
exactly.
his first. Let me pop up this album. So when you pop that album up, dude,
Yeah.
the way he starts King Disease, and he's coming at Jay a little bit. I mean, a lot actually, right?
Yeah.
But in a subtle way, like an adult, right? I mean, it's 27 Summers, All Bad with Anderson Paak. I mean, Full Circle with the AZ. Spicy at the end, which is just a fun little try. I mean, the King Disease, to me, that's the first one, but it's not too separated. You know, like I said, from
Right.
one King Disease, and then I think I got Magic at 4. The first Magic, I think I got at 4. There's not a big difference for me, you know, because these albums are, his mindsets. He's in the same place. It's only 3 years, so it's similar what he's doing here. So,
Right.
But that's my list. That's what I got.
All right. Let me try to figure. Let me refocus. So for me, I feel
there's no right or wrong
me,
answer.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
But I feel like the albums got better. So I have King Disease as number 5.
Interesting.
Because I noticed. So I have King's Disease as number 5. I have King's Disease 2 for 4. I like the Lauryn Hill coming in, and I think I listened to more King's Disease 2 than 1. So also going by that, but I like Rare. I love that song.
Rare's good. Yeah.
That Store Run Moments, Brunch on Sundays, Composure, a little bit more that I really enjoy from that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I got King's Disease 1 as 5. King's Disease, I got Magic. No, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I got Magic 2.
No, you got
4.
King Disease. Yeah, King Disease. The first King Disease, you got a 5.
Yeah.
Magic.
I got
2.
Magic 2 at number 4.
Okay.
Number 3, I have King's Disease 3.
Okay.
Number 2, I have King's Disease 2. I know this is all over the place. And number 1 is Magic. Magic is really good.
Yeah.
It's very good. And I get maybe it's also a taste situation. Not taste, but like you said, Magic seems to be more of like a Lost Tapes vibe. They're not looking for this big album hit that hit the stores, for the records, for the radio.
It came out like on Christmas Eve or something, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic is really good.
Yeah.
And that kind of to the point where I think I look at it as the King's Disease 1, where he comes in so strong, but Magic is when they really start feeling themselves. They're like, wait a minute, we really good. We got something.
Yeah, you felt like they kept the momentum and kind of got a little better.
And then that's when King's Disease 2 and 3 came along. So that's why I think like Magic really set the stage of, they really got a connection with each other and they may go down as one of the best rapper producers. We usually see like Snoop and Dre, Jay, Kanye West, obviously Eric B, Rakim, like these rapper producer duos are so significant with each other. This is they're one of them. And
I think you're right. I think in order for them to basically right now they're just pumping out quantity, but it's good quality.
It's good quality. Can't say one is
You can't say that's just okay. It's mid or it's average or I could have done without that. These are all solid. I mean, if we're talking to Source Magazine for all the old heads in here, I don't give this latest album a 5, Mike, but any of these are 4.5s.
Yeah.
It's easy without even like really thinking too much about it. Right. And that's good. Right. But I think in order for them to put them in the spot of artist and producer, like in the vein with some of the guys you're talking about, we need a classic, right? We need an Illmatic, and It Was Written, a Stillmatic. And for me right now, none of those albums are there yet. They might over the course of time, but I still
Right.
think Nas. I think there's more there. I think
Yeah.
there's more there, and I think the next thing that they do, whether it's a Magic 3 or King Disease, whatever, or whatever they're going to call it,
Right.
I think it could be better. I think there's another level they can step up. That's my opinion, at least.
Yeah, I mean, Hit Boy he's out there he's collabing and producing for so many other artists, but they definitely have something special.
Yeah.
I really enjoy, and this list may change. You know, the more you listen to the songs and you kind of go back, like maybe King Disease 1. I like King Disease 1. I felt like it was so many features. I do like the solo Nas more than feature Nas. 50 could have took it to another level. He's goofing off. Actually, I think he's on a I don't know if it's a farewell tour, but he's on a tour doing some of his rap, talking about the Get Rich Dying Trying. I think that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Nas will be in Madison Square Garden in September with Wu-Tang. I'll be checking that place out. I gotta start making some money because the tickets.
Hold on, yeah. Listen, am I coming to New York? What's going on here? We getting tickets? Like,
It is. I guess we'll talk about it in Denver.
We need to talk about that in Denver because listen.
It's in Wu-Tang Clan.
That's
Nas, either Barclays or Madison Square Garden. Either way, it's
crazy.
It's going to be a really cool experience. It'll be my second time watching him live. Jamming Gigging Mom, she said his life story, Nas, is similar to mine and keeps me sober and striving to improve every day.
I think she's talking about Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates?
Yeah, she dropped Kevin, right? You're jamming. You're talking about Kevin Gates' life story. Similar. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Read that stuff. Go ahead.
I mess with Kevin Gates every once.
I don't. Kevin Gates seems like when he first came out, I didn't listen to him a lot, and as he's gotten older, I feel like he's like matured a lot.
Yeah,
he seems very smart and very grounded.
Sometimes he'll say some weird stuff about health.
He does.
Just little theories, but in terms of like his songs, Kevin Gates knows how to make a song.
Yeah.
Like in terms of a rapper making a popular song, he knows how to hook. He knows, like, there's rappers who are able to have long careers. They may not have the lyrical I guess ability of Nas, right? But if you know how to make a damn song to put on the radio, you are a millionaire, right? Like Kodak Black. I know none of you guys probably are big fans of Kodak Black. Man, the guy can make a song. He can make a popular
very
song.
Influential in music right now.
Right. 21 Savage, Young Thug. Like Young Thug dropped the album. I didn't bring it up because I know Pedro would not listen to Young Thug.
I'm not
It's okay.
Hold on. The last time you mentioned him, I think you played the song, and I was like, "What are we doing here?" Like Young Thug.
Maybe
it was a Baby, Won't You Come My Way? Isn't it him or something?
I don't remember. Is it?
You do.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
You love it. You love it.
I love it. Yeah. He dropped the album, because I think he's still in trouble with the law and whatnot. It's called Business is Business. It's okay. If you don't like Young Thug, don't bother. If you like him,
he's I don't know. He's a little weird. But you mentioned the Kevin Gates thing. I've seen some interviews of him, and there's one thing. I know you've seen this. That's why I know you've seen this interview or heard of it, because that's why I'm going to mention it.
Yeah.
He was talking about women, and he was talking about sex, and he was talking about women with a lot of acne on their face.
Yeah,
they got the best pussy, and I'm like, what is this dude talking? He starts talking about their menstrual cycle. I'm like, Kevin, are you all right, man? Like, are you good? Too many mushrooms?
When he's speaking, it's like you can tell he really believes this. Like, he's confidently telling.
Yeah, but some of the stuff, if you look into it, like he
lost weight. He looks much better. He was a chubby dude. And he would talk about intermittent fasting and how like dealing with like, hey, listen, I deal with my lady, and they can't handle eating only one time a day. I'm like, shit, I can't handle eating one time a day.
Man, I've been trying to eat like one little snack and then one meal a day to see. And there's some immediate benefits. You don't feel as tired. It allows your body to heal, right? And it's good for your digestive system. We're not supposed to eat 3 meals a day, Hannibal. Like, that's not a thing. It's a very new way of eating, right?
I like it.
Our bodies aren't developed our digestive systems and our colons and our intestines are not built to eat what we eat. And I like to eat.
That is true. Yes.
But I try some things, but I like to eat, man. Like,
who doesn't?
Like, I've been and a burger, and like I want all that shit.
And I would say for the last 2 weeks, I've been eating as clean as possible, but it's boring. It's
It
boring.
is.
Eating well is boring. Yes, I
You have to
know.
retrain your body and your mind and your taste buds, though, right?
Yeah,
So a
but
lot of people say if you could get past the 30-day mark of
right.
eating like a lot of water, juices, fruits, vegetables, maybe even not eating meat, not even eating protein, right, and getting your nutrition from plants and vegetables. If you can do it for 30 days, it can really change your health. But it's hard
Yeah,
because I want some Taco Bell, I want some Chipotle, I want a fucking
yeah,
pizza. Like, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I want the stuff that it's got all the salt and the sugars because that's what
Yeah,
pizza
salt
is,
and sugar
you
and
know?
all that fat and fried stuff, and
Yeah.
that's where my goal is to eat a little clean. No, I'm not trying to train for some kind of like weight fitness thing. I'm not an athlete or anything, but eating a little cleaner, not spending so much money on the fast
Yeah.
food, and you
Yeah.
do feel much better just by eating some like I said, clean, eating a little cleaner. So I think
Yeah.
that's something we all can do.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
you can still cheat once a week with something like so. And it depends how serious you are. You want to cheat once a month or
So
whatever
what's
you
your
want
cheat
to
meal?
do.
Let's say you were going to have a cheat meal a week and you're on this a really strict diet. What would be your go-to cheat meal?
Probably some pizza.
Yeah, me too.
Probably some pizza. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really good. I mean, burrito and burritos, you can actually get a healthy burrito. Like
Yeah.
you could get like I had a vegan burrito I think a couple of days ago, and
Hmm.
it tastes fine with me. It's all about, also it's about the ability to cook. Can you season something? Can you put the
Yeah.
right stuff together?
Yep.
So pizza, I don't know if you can cheat with pizza. I know I've heard there's vegan
I mean,
pizzas.
there's cauliflower pizza and there's other types of
Yeah,
pizza. No cheese. Some people put no cheese at all. It's just sauce and
right.
topping, but that's boring. I mean,
It's boring.
that doesn't taste good. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be it. But yeah, so far, yeah, I think like you're saying, you feel a little better when you're not eating garbage.
Yeah.
Just why you feel a
Yeah.
little better when you don't listen to garbage. So that's why you're not listening to any Young Thug albums.
No, I'm good. I'll listen to
Let me
Nas.
let me see if there's new releases upcoming for the rap game. See if Pedro gets a little excited about some of these rappers and what they're gonna be releasing during. I guess this summer is flying by, and
It's almost over, man. I mean,
yeah.
it's well, we got a month. Not even. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I already see some coming back to school commercials. I know the kids must love to hear that. I don't mind. They suck. Uh, all
Kids or
right.
school?
Both. Both.
Both, right?
Uh, so nothing of note. Okay, so apparently Travis Scott may come out with an album later this month called Utopia. Oh, Tech Nine is coming out with an album, Bliss. Tech Nine he's an entrepreneur, mogul. He
He's
doesn't
the
have to ever be on
underground king, man. Out of Kansas
multimillionaire.
City, Missouri. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been doing it for 30, 40 years almost. I think
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, his name follows his style. He is a
Yeah.
Tech Nine. I mean, he just goes all in. And one of your favorites may drop on July 28th, Post Malone.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
teamed up with Raising Cane's. He's got the cups and shit, and he's Post Malone. He's great.
You like Post Malone?
No.
Okay.
Post Malone's not a rapper, in my opinion. He's rapped. Post Malone's a singer. He's a pop star, a rock star. I don't put Post Malone
Right.
rap.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a rapper, no.
Yeah.
I like when
He's
he
super
does
talented, though.
hip hop stuff, when he's doing the
You know,
hip hop
he's talented. I just don't really. It's not mine. He's changed. His whole thing's changed. He's different.
You don't
He's
like
like
the
Taylor
songs we
Swift.
talking about.
Taylor Swift came out. She was country. She was a country and had a guitar and blah blah blah. Right, and now she's a pop star. Right. So for me, he started off as a hip hop White Iverson, I believe. Right. Was that mixed?
Yeah, I legit thought he was a black guy. I was like, a White Iverson is hitting.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that's a light skinned black dude. Like, oh, this is the whitest.
He
Like,
had braids and like,
yeah.
Now he's just like, he's
Pop.
very talented.
Pop
like,
makes the like, you want to be, not just a millionaire, but having get 7 figures, 8 figures, you gotta make that pop crap.
Oh, he's an 8.
That's
yeah.
Hector talking about. Did you hear about?
Yes.
I didn't hear about. Yeah.
So what I heard, I didn't hear billion, but I guess they would extrapolate it. But I heard somebody's offering him 350 mil for a year. 1 year, 300 plus million. And basically,
I'm gonna show you the story right now.
That's what I saw. It's basically in 1 year he would earn more than what LeBron James has heard has earned over his entire NBA career for on the on-court stuff.
I gotta
It's
get my
amazing.
son to play soccer, man. Like, what the hell?
Soccer players. Messi is gonna make $1 billion on the deal with his deal with the Miami team.
Yeah.
And then he also has the Apple TV percentage of all that. He's got the stake in the team. Like Messi's gonna make $1 billion in the next like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Saudi, they're trillionaires. Like the family, they own like $1 trillion, so they can just throw ridiculous amount. I mean, that's what happened with that golf league they had. They were just buying everyone because they just have money just sitting there doing nothing. So they just buy people. I mean, sorry, but you know what I'm saying, they investing. There was a really cool photo of Messi, and someone put the caption on because with that game in Miami, how all the celebrities came to take a picture. Yeah. Like, if you want to know how important this sport is over any other sport, you saw LeBron have his cell phone, which is funny. It's always LeBron has his phone, like this big giant man with his little phone recording. Same look as the old one with the flip. It has Serena Williams, Kim Kardashian, like all these extremely powerful, important people watching that man. So it kind of shows the level of what soccer is over anything else.
And he didn't disappoint. He kicked the game-winning goal.
Yeah, so I saw that.
You can't write it any better than that, you know?
That kick, like, I barely know a lot about soccer, but I played enough FIFA to know that was special.
Dude,
like for a man to kick a ball and the shit does this crazy curve, like all the way to the back corner of a net.
Left top. Yeah.
How crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And he does that and just effortlessly. It's like, this guy's a clown. Let me just, so it just kind of shows how important football is compared to, like, we look at LeBron.
And it's
like,
getting very, over the last 20 plus years, the popularity in America has really grown. It's always been popular over the pond, right? But like in America, it's, with David Beckham coming over here when he came and all these other guys, Cristiano Ronaldo, the other popular soccer player, he's going to wind up coming over here when his contract's up. He'll go somewhere. And, we have a new team in St. Louis called St. Louis FC. Just started this year. They're doing really well, very popular in St. Louis. It's a great town for that. We have a history of soccer here dating back to like the 1920s, and St. Louis University had this crazy match with like some English team back in the day, and it was in St. Louis. And like we have a big history here, big Bosnian community in St. Louis. They love soccer. So we have little taverns and pubs. It's not like going to be like in other places, like in England or London or whatever. But like they in St. Louis, like they go in. But in St. Louis, it's crazy. We have this beautiful stadium. But soccer is really becoming super popular. When you have guys like Messi, the best player ever, most would say, and still one of the best right now, even at his age, in Miami, doing game-winning kicks like that in his debut. I mean, the popularity is going to continue. So it's pretty cool to see.
I think Hector is upset a little bit. That's crazy. I wasted my time hitting a baseball bat just to get into debt, and all I had to do was get tattoos, run around for 2 hours to kick a ball.
Oh, they that easy, bro.
How dare you? Listen, soccer is hard. I think we all it's hard. Americans only care about soccer.
I don't know, man. That's not what the numbers say, man. It's trending.
I mean, they better care more than that, because you're throwing out that kind of money to grab the best talent. I mean, you're not gonna get that guy because Saudi Arabia is gonna drop $1 billion, so he's not going to the States anytime soon.
What do you do? Listen, what is that kid? 24, 22?
24 years old.
What do you do with $1 billion? I mean,
he's mad chill. He's mad chill, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's a mad chill dude. Like, if you're gonna do that, get it to the right people, or at least a person that seems like he has his head on his shoulders. I mean, right now, currently, he's getting paid a little less than that. He's currently earning only $128 million a year.
Only,
so, he's looking for a little bit
French, right? He's French.
Yeah, French too. Yeah. He had a picture of him and Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah,
and it's not even. It's like, geez, that guy's
crazy,
tall, man.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who would you rather be? Would you rather be Victor, Mbappe, whatever, 20 feet tall, or would you rather be this Mbappe guy? If you had to choose what sport to play, the lifestyle, who are you going? Who are you going to be?
Soccer guy. Yeah. Soccer.
It's
the most popular sport in the world. They don't have crazy injuries, destroying their body. And I'm not saying basketball does, but a man that tall, he's going to have some issues. Bill Walton basically couldn't play anymore. What happened to Greg Oden? It's probably a lot of men that we don't know that's really ridiculously tall, and injuries start. And then once you, even if you are a millionaire, and you can't walk, you can't enjoy. Like, how you going to get any hoes and your legs don't work? You know what I mean? Like, at least
No,
this
you got to
dude
get him.
right here. Yeah,
he ain't gonna have no shortage, bro.
Well, I guess they'll just jump onto him. But this dude, how tall is Membe? Like 5?
Oh, he's probably 6. I'd say he's 6 foot. He's probably 6 foot. 5'11".
Billionaire, 6 foot billionaire. I'll take that over.
Good looking guy. He's athletic. 5.
Can't get into a car.
Listen, but I love basketball. So if you're gonna tell me I can play in the league, bro, I'm playing in the NBA.
You're not playing where there's billion people watching you. A billion people watching.
It don't matter. I got
no, still. Just basketball.
Yeah,
basketball. Fair enough.
I'm traveling. I'm not gonna get married. Number one. I'm traveling all these cities. I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to LA, Miami, bro. I'm living a life.
Soon you're gonna want to find that one woman who cares about you.
Yeah, but see, I'm not saying I'm 41. I'm talking about 21-year-old Pedro. I'm not. Okay. I'm going back 20 years. I'm not. This isn't the current life.
Fair enough. Hector, before we end, we'll just have this last question. Can we get a video of Pedro shooting a basketball?
You know what, Hector? I should probably do that. Just put it on the other channel, because why not? I should probably do that.
Pedro talks about how he can shoot a J. His J is wet. He's wet. Like he said he reminds himself, or like he says, I shoot like Curry. I'm like, all right, we'll check it out.
Listen, so let me ask you guys a question. If I went and shot 20 free throws, Hector, how many of those do you think I'd make? How many out of 20? Let me know in the chat real quick. And I might consider doing this video. Hector or Hannibal, what do you think? How many out of 20? 20, like just 20 straight. Just how many am I going to make, you think?
Are you warming up before this? Or are you just going to walk up to the...
No warm up on a free throw. No.
Yeah, you probably miss like 5. You probably miss like 5.
That's not bad. I mean,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Hector
says you're gonna. I don't know if he's saying you're missing 13 or you're gonna only get 13. Oh no,
I think he's saying I'm gonna get 13. Okay. I've made 60 plus in a row multiple times. That was in my prime. 60 consecutive free throws.
When you were in the league.
When I was in the NBA, yeah. No, I would say right now, if I went out, I wouldn't be surprised. I might hit 13. I might hit only 10. But I wouldn't. If you
warmed up and did a thing and then started, then
I can go 20 for 20 on the free throw line.
Yeah.
Yes. 3-point, maybe half. I can make at least half on the 3-point line. Yeah.
What's your routine? Like, do you do the you do the dribbling, do your shoulder like Kevin Durant type thing?
No, I don't do anything. No, man.
What's that one?
2 dribbles with the left hand.
He's the kiss the air. Who's just do that shit? Was it Jason Kidd? Yeah, just get you out. What's yours?
2 dribbles with the left hand, little bend the knee. Boom, real simple.
That's it. All right.
Yeah, real simple. I might have to make something just for Hector since he mentioned it.
Yeah, Hector said he only sees, I don't know percentage that is. That's not all that great.
That's like what, 60%, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We'll get into it, but yeah, Pedro will probably go to the streets that he used to play back in the day with the kids. Black tops. Bust out the
headband,
the Jordans. Yeah,
headband. I get the.
But now you gotta get the knee. You gotta get the knee braces, probably the knee sleeves.
Right? I would need the knee braces and a lot of water if I was going to actually play a game. But if I'm just going to shoot the ball around, I'm good, man. I don't need knee braces.
All right, fair enough.
I'm good.
All right, guys, this was a good one. It's always great to talk about NAS. I think we could do that anytime we want, forever.
Absolutely.
If not, but we'll be back here on Wednesday. I'm sure it's going to be something ridiculous to talk about, as it always is. I don't think there's any updates in the NBA and NFL side, but I'm sure. I think training camp should be starting soon for NFL.
Oh, it's coming. Yeah,
it's coming because they got to start.
Weeks,
yeah. So definitely going to get into that. But thank you guys for coming through, hanging out with us, whether it's live or on the replay. Hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.